Please welcome Regina Wilson.
Great discussion here today. We got two badass women for you to meet today. All right, so what I want to do is, since you see I was back here in 2016, and I was able to launch the FDNY recruitment campaign, but I want to just give you a little bit of update because we're making a little bit of progress, so I want to just let you know. All right, so our update from 2016. So the total level of women have gone from 49, and we're now at 87. All right, our last class had a record number of women. We had 15 women graduate out of one class. And that's a record number because the most amount of women that graduated from a previous class in 82 was 41. So we've had trickled amount of women coming in, but we're great about that progress that we're having. All right, so our last exam, we were able to recruit 9,000 women to apply. They applied for this last exam. So we're hoping and praying that we can retain them for the next 4 years and be able to get those women in. And also one of the things I talked about was languaging, right? I said the term fireman, we got to get rid of it. So I worked with the state legislators. I worked with Assembly Member Simon. I worked with the Speaker Hastings and the Senator Little, and we were able to change state law legislating any policy, anything written that says fireman or policeman to now say firefighter and police officer. So we're getting there, but we still need your help. So still go out and talk to those legislators, go talk to the mayor's office, talk to all of those people and let them know that we women, we're not going nowhere. All right? But what I want to do is take this opportunity to introduce you to two amazing women right here in LA. All right? We have Kristina Kepner coming out and Kristin Crowley. She's going to come out. They're both going to come out and speak to you about what they do in the LAFD. So come on out, ladies. Okay, so you know here at Makers, only when Makers will have all three women in uniform here. Firefighters out here representing, but what I don't want you to do is to take this and think that this is common, because it's not. We only represent 4% of women nationally. All right, so on a national scale, it's only 4%. But I want to go to Kristin and start with you. So you were the first female selected fire marshal in the history of LAFD. What made you want to be a fire marshal? And since that time, has any other women followed in your footsteps?
All right.
That's an amazing job.
Well, hello, everybody. We're really happy to be here and to represent the Los Angeles Fire Department. So for me, Regina, the reality is as I decided to promote up through the ranks, I knew I wanted to set myself up for success. I knew I wanted to keep pushing, and the biggest thing was to have a position of influence. So that's what really got me interested in moving up through the ranks. And with the fire marshal's position, it's very influential throughout the city, and also I wanted individuals, especially the women on the job, to understand that you can push yourself, set yourself up for success, and influence at a very large level. Yeah. So that was the reality of why I did it. But with that too, I also decided that whatever promotional process came up at that deputy chief level, I was going to compete for. I wasn't going to step away, just, I'm not ready, I'm waiting for a little push forward. You're ready? I said, I'm ready, and I'm going to keep pushing. So every opportunity, I put my name in the hat and I competed for it. So I was selected as the first female fire marshal for Los Angeles Fire Department. And thank you. And with that, I think that opens up a lot of doors and gives the other women and men on the department the ability to look and say, wow, she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, and also just share with everybody what your rank is right now.
Okay, so I'm Deputy Chief and Fire Marshal for the Los Angeles Fire Department, and that in itself has been an amazing job and role for me, so I'm honored to be in that position.
Oh, great, excellent. Thank you for setting that path for everyone. So, Kristina, you knew when you were a teenager that you wanted to be on the keep people safe. And so how did you go from having an idea of keeping people safe to be able to be on the fire department?
I was very lucky. By the age of 15, I knew that this is the career I wanted. I always knew I wanted to help people because my mom did it my entire life. So I heard about a program called the Explorer Program with the Los Angeles Fire Department, and I joined at 15 years old. And the moment I stepped foot in that fire station and felt like I was part of the team, there was no looking back. I had a vision, I was focused, determined, and was able to get hired by the Los Angeles Fire Department.
Okay, and then just share with everyone too what your rank is.
Sure, I'm currently a Battalion Chief, and I oversee our firefighter recruitment section.
Okay. So she's paving the way to make sure more women get on the job, which is excellent. Yes. All right, so it's a question for both of you women. You know that we had these devastating fires here in California, and it seems that every year it's getting worse and worse. So we know that you participated in helping out with those wildland fires. So we just want to know what exactly were your particular roles, and how were you able to get through a lot of that devastation?
Sure. I was lucky. I had the opportunity to be on the front line for the first several days of the fire. I was a strike team leader trainee where myself and another battalion chief took 5 engines to various locations of the fire and did structure protection. So we were able to go to several neighborhoods from Newbury Park, Thousand Oaks, Simi Valley, and protect the structures as best we could.
Okay. And you?
All right, so for me, I was more on the front end piece with being the fire marshal from the fire prevention side. So under my command, we've got a large brush clearance unit. So within the city of Los Angeles, we've got an ordinance and you have to clear your brush. It's more about public education and how to protect the structures as well as life on the front end.
Right.
So we work really diligently with the public and try to inform individuals of how to protect themselves as well as their property. So that's what I did on the front end. Secondarily, during the Woolsey fire, I was off duty, but actually ended up in Malibu and provided structure protection while I was off duty, and protected about 7 or 8 homes in Malibu, and we were successful with that.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, give it up. So also for both of you too, because you both are chiefs on the job, and I know you talked a little bit about, you know, people trying to push you back from moving up in the ranks. So what made you, how was your path moving up in the ranks, or if there were any of the obstacles for you getting there, like how was it for you during those times?
For me, I definitely have to say what Kristin said is you can't let anybody or anything get in your way.
Absolutely.
If you have a goal, people are going to say a lot of things, especially in the fire department. You know, you might hear that, no, you can't do it yet, or you don't have enough time on. But for me, like Kristin, when I felt I was ready, I made sure to take that step. I had excellent mentors. She didn't say it, but Kristin has been one of my mentors, leading the path for me to continue through my promotional processes. So having mentors, having people believe in you, like Kristin and other females and men too in the fire department, really helped me to continue my process.
Excellent, excellent.
All right, and for me, just real briefly, again, I kind of said it earlier, but the reality is once you feel comfortable in your skin, I would push everyone then to say, hey, I'm ready. Don't wait for that kind of kick from somebody. Set yourself up so that you are a value to your organization. As we all know, that's important. But the biggest thing for me was being comfortable in my skin so that I knew I could bring value to each of the different ranks that I promoted and competed for. So that was, I think, the biggest thing for me. And also knowing on the front end that I knew I wanted to push through the organization and I knew I wanted to have that position of influence. So that's really what drove me.
Okay, excellent. And Kristina, you've been instrumental in the advancement and the management of the girls' camp. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know that that's something definitely that I wanted to start in New York. So yeah, just talk a little bit about the girls' camp.
Definitely. This is something I'm extremely passionate about because I knew from a young age it's a career I wanted. So what the girls' camp is, it's a 2-day introductory fire camp for girls aged 14 to 18, and where we bring them down to our training center and introduce them to the career of firefighting. So we help build their self-confidence, give them courage, while introducing them to different tools and equipment that we utilize, climbing ladders, CPR and first aid. So we give them tools that they can actually use every day, but also hope that some of them will want to become firefighters, and we can move them through our youth programs that we offer.
Excellent, excellent. So backstage, I had the opportunity to definitely talk with these women and get more in depth, and to also learn that we both have similar time on the department. We both have over 15 years on the service, or close to 20 for all of us. So how have you seen some of the changes in the fire service from when you first came on until present day?
I think for me, 20 years ago, I was one of 2 women in a class of 50, and we were really considered an anomaly where people would look at you, get asked that quite often, well, what is it like being a female firefighter for Los Angeles? And I always say the eyes are on you, and they're on you a little bit longer, which means that once you prove yourself that you have the capability, then sky's the limit, honestly, within our organization. So it just takes some time to kind of work your way through that and to gain that respect within your organization. And then that's, I think, where I've seen the biggest changes, is that's occurring at a more rapid rate, where you're trusted to be able to do your job.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the changes I've seen, we don't necessarily have a lot more women, but some of the messaging from our fire chief and the support that we have politically right now from the mayor and city council to bring more women in, and actually the recruitment of women, and also our youth programs. Just having that out there, not only in the media, but everywhere else, I think is helping the department realize that, hey, it's okay to have women on this job. The more we have, the more diverse we are, which means we're better able to serve our communities.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So my last question before I get a chance for you, we want to end off with this amazing video of these women. We wanted to just know, how can you help everyone out here to help them, because they're the foundation of people being able to understand that these are non-traditional jobs, and we want to make them not non-traditional jobs anymore for women. So how can we help them to understand that it's something that they can change to do at home with the people that they know, to be able to come into jobs like this?
I would say just let young girls and women and even boys know that this is a great career opportunity, and then take them to the local fire station. Find a girls' camp. They're happening all over California and actually all over the United States now. So get them involved and let them know that this is definitely something they can do.
And I think for me, I think we've all heard that term before, if you can see it, you can be it, kind of a thing. I think that runs all the way across whatever type of organization you work for. Obviously, within the fire service, when you see other female firefighters or somebody driving down the street in one of the fire engines, that I can't tell you how many times little girls, when I was driving, would stop and grab their mom and say, look at that, I can do that. And I think that across the board, the more we can get people in different positions, and other young women are coming up and can see each and every one of us doing well and influencing, the better we're all going to be.
Well, thank you. I want to thank you both for your time. Continue to do the amazing work that you've been doing, and it's been a great pleasure talking to you both. And thank you so much for sharing your life with all these people here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. All right, so thank you so much, makers. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a good conference.
Thanks.